Hello there, and welcome everyone once again to another special episode here at the Gnostic Takeover, the channel in which we're not cracking a joke or wanting to entertain you with the message and the continued path and experience that we are having here in the center of Europe, Austria, where we are documenting how the earth was taken back, how all of reality was taken back, how the war that has been waging for at least 1 century was ended. It's a constant war, and we're bringing peace to this situation. We're telling people that all they need to do is focus on themselves. And what a light, isn't it? What a light it is. We got a really beautiful shot in there just now, didn't we? Hope you enjoyed that. So this is the experiencing that we're having here. We're documenting it and letting everyone join in on this. And all this really is about is, when do you yourself realize yourself? When do you activate yourself and let go of all the distracting factors of the industry, what I call the industry of the matrix, that is specialized in keeping you busy, keeping you distracted, away from the truth that cannot be found in any alternative media. It can also not be found with that video. The truth is here to be experienced. That's the truth. That's why you have to walk the path. And that's why we are walking the path here at the Gnostic Takeover. It's a very difficult path. It's a path that can be described by people who are still attuned to the old paradigm, the system. It can be described as the path of insanity. Of course, because they want to think that they're sane. Oh, it's sane to have a job. Oh, it's sane to have to go to work 5 days a week, and it's sane to only have 5 weeks of holiday a year. I don't think that's sane. I always naturally, as a being, I always felt like I don't want to be any one of these people. And that's not wanting to put anyone down. It has absolutely nothing to do with that, because everyone is on their journey. Everyone. It's just that we've come and reached a stage as a species where we really need to wrap our heads around what's going on here on Earth, what's really going on, and not what any of the influencers of perception, influencers of the mainstream or the alternative media, what they think. Doesn't matter what they think. For those, that was a stepping stone. The so-called truth and freedom movement, that was a stepping stone to the real deal that we're initiating here at the Gnostic Takeover. Well, we take down the criminal class, yeah? The Satanists, the pedophiles, the criminals, the ones who launder the drug money in the banks, yeah? The corrupt system of slavery, we're taking you down. Prove us otherwise. We don't talk about the bush. We don't hide from anyone. We don't fear anyone. All I know as definite truth, that can never be changed by anyone, is that these criminals need to be taken down once and for all. And the time for them to be taken down is happening right now. There is I'm getting a little distracted with the beauty of the sky today. There is no escape from this reasoning. As I said, I was never one of those people. It came to my mind today, it's actually a situation that is quite appropriate to describe why many of us want to find a way out of this system. Find an alternative way of living. No, it's not the alternative, that's the wrong thinking. It's actually the way of living. No alternative required. We have to make the system. You need to get a job, you need to buy a house, or you get a credit, or pay your rent. This TikTok, okay, this rhythm of the matrix, that needs to become the alternative. You see, that's how it works. We need to discover what is natural. And with me, I had experiences when I was growing up and when I was around 18 or 19 years old, and I had my first job experiences working in summer times after school to earn a bit of money, okay, so I could go out and have some beers and smoke some weed at the time. And those job experiences really sucked the hell out of me. I mean, my life force. I couldn't have had these 3 to 4 weeks that I worked at the time, not longer. They couldn't end quicker. I always used up my holidays, not to be paid out in money, but I used up my holidays in order to freaking leave the job 2 days earlier than what I thought it was. And that was my big escape. I was like, wow, I finally made it, and I've got more than 1,000 euros that I can spend now. I felt like the king on earth, about to take over with 1,000 euros. That's what I felt like. It felt great. Finally, I've got this slavery away from me. And it's like, I used to really be into going out, as many people in this time. And other friends of mine, they had jobs. They were already in the working world. So I went from school, being a pupil, to becoming a student at university. So I was always outside of the work-life paradigm. And other friends were already working. And when I went out with them, okay, and we were partying, and we had like great times, and we came back from the party and we had a so-called after hour where you sit until the early morning rise of the sun. Just now it's an early morning here today. This is a great day. This is my new life. This is the best day of my life. I'll make it so. That's the attitude. And sorry, getting a little bit distracted there. We partied the whole night, and we sat together and we philosophized about life, and we went into deep subjects also, you know, in a sort of alcoholized, hypnotized state. It opens you up and you have a good time. And what this matrix control system can best be, or what means best, but a good way of explaining it, what it is after the party time and the good times, starts knocking on your door. Oh, Johnny, after you've been out now and you've gone out and having all the fun and the good times, now you have to go back into prison. Meaning, okay, you went out the day before, you stayed up late, okay, then everyone goes to sleep, and tomorrow what awaits you is your job. Oh, but everyone has a job. Everyone has to pay their bills. Everyone has to subordinate to this system, to the way things have been set up, and this is the way society functions. But the Satanists, the criminals, the ones on top of companies buying up other companies, okay, that's actually, go and look up the dictionary definition of a takeover. When multinational conglomerates, very powerful conglomerates, the most powerful of that being BlackRock and Vanguard. All right, the people sitting in the highest positions in these companies, they don't actually do any work. They do nothing. All they do is drink and strike deals with other high-level people from multinational conglomerates and travel from one destination in the world to the other, sit in one of those yachts, okay, these huge boats, whatever they're called in English. It's a yacht in German. In places like Monaco, and they travel everywhere and they do whatever the fuck they want. So who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are the Satanists? Okay? The criminals who create shit that we don't need, who poison the food in the mafia called the food industry. This so-called principle that is applied to every one of us in the dumbed down masses doesn't seem to apply to them. So this is what I thought. Okay, I didn't think in those terms and in that holistic way of thinking, but my instinct was telling me, no freaking way do I ever want the Matrix knocking on my door and telling me, oh, you had good times now, and now you have to go back into prison. And I thought, no way, I'm never ever going to do that. Never. I'm not going to be one of these people who just accepts that. And that was with 17, 18, I'm 33 now, and nothing has changed in my orientation. And it's good so. Because little did I know that I needed to initiate the new paradigm reality here on Earth. Yeah, that's how powerful I am. And this is how important I am. This is how important we all can be if we choose so. Yeah, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? since the Gnostic Takeover's done a video, it's gone quite silent, hasn't it? I know. And that is because, as I shared in a recent Telegram post, most of the work that we do here is happening whilst the camera is off. I'm actually working every single day, every single second. My work has become my life. And I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. And the heart of the Gnostic Takeover, of the work that we do, is what we've been going much deeper ever since nearly a year now. We've really gone deeper into this subject, and that is about the law of manifestation. How does reality work? What is the true nature of reality? How do I, as the individual, relate to reality? You know, is this just some dead mass, okay, like the mainstream freaking science is trying to tell us? What is outside of me? What is all these colours? Is that dead mass? Is that just a coincidence of the universe that just came into existence for no reason? It doesn't matter to think about these things, you know. Thinking about the sense of life, you know. What purpose does your life have? You know, get a job, shut the fuck up, go to work, go to the farm like the other animals. Don't think about this. You're a dreamer. That's what the program tells you. Program of slavery, of subordination to someone else's will. Whoever the fuck told me I should have a job, and that's the only way of living? Oh, you know, why don't the Satanists have jobs? Why is it that these high art people don't do any work at the highest level of companies, but it's all the people underneath them that they give the orders to, who are doing all the work, and they take over, like Amazon, for example. They take over the whole marketplace, and as they're doing it, the first decade of its existence, it only runs on debt. Like no other freaking company, no other company that you create could ever exist for such a long time with such a high amount of debt, but Amazon makes it possible. And then these psychopaths set up a program of mind control based on classical conditioning and tell the rest of mankind here on Earth that there's no other way of living than having a job. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? This is the way we should speak to these people. This is the confidence that is activated here at the Gnostic Takeover due to the work we do with plant medicine. In the case of the Gnostic Takeover, the strongest, most powerful plant medicine ever found here on Earth, ayahuasca and datura. This is what we've worked with. That's the way we should speak to these people. Who the fuck are you people? Where's your legitimacy to destroying the Amazon rainforest, to destroy all of the forests, you know, to burn down our forests, you know? I don't read or listen to any of the alternative media, but it came to me that there were fires somewhere again, okay? Obviously, for reasons I don't want to get into, because you're hearing it from all the other people. That's what we do here, is we offer everyone a different perspective. It's required. That's what we need, confidence, the way we speak with people and tell them, to fuck off. This is the old paradigm. You want into the new paradigm? Well, go and tune into the Gnostic Takeover. Yeah. Everyone, reminder, go and share this video to someone that you like, someone who could enjoy this. Hey, tell them the good message. Hey, this guy, Steve, and Liz at the Gnostic Takeover, they're actually talking about taking down the criminal psychopathic class, and they've actually been doing this for the past at least 2 years intensely. All started off with the COVID crisis when Steve went on a stage in Linz in May of 2020 and spoke in the center of Linz, the city of Linz, in front of police, and speaking every single week about the pedo-satanic criminal network and how to take them down, instead of focusing on the COVID that was just a distraction from the problem that has existed for more than a century. The constant, continuous war that mankind has been in. So, and those presentations I gave at the demonstration, the largest demonstration that I spoke on was in front of, I think, 10,000 people I spoke. About the new paradigm reality, about Earth, Gnosticism, right? Going for it. And the next stage of that takeover, because I wasn't going to stop at the protests like the gatekeepers of thought control in the alternative media, the David Ickes and all the rest of them. I was never going to stop with protesting. Let's take over London for one day and then shut the fuck up and go to your job again, and we're not going to tell you how to transcend this matrix control system. We're just going to blow smoke up people's arse like David Icke does and all the rest, forming new societies, parallel societies, and let the criminals and the psychopaths stay in power. That's what they're here for, so they stay. Not in power, but in control and in abuse of power. The next stage for that was to do the plant medicine work and go inward. Take the inner journey. And that's where the keys to the kingdom lies. It's by taking that inner journey. And this is what the Gnostic Takeover stands for. Let go and transcend all of your mentors. You are the one. You are the force. You are the power. Yeah. And I'm just a normal guy. I'm not normal. Thank goodness I'm not normal, but I'm relatable, I should say. I don't come from above. When I command, and I come from above, I command only to the Satanists. Yeah, we have to take them down. I'm taking them down. Are you taking them down? Are you taking back reality? Taking back your life? Taking charge of your life? Are you doing that? Then you're part of the new paradigm. So go and share this video. Right? They're speaking about it. Someone asked me at a party now if I've not been to a party for a very long time. I've just been so focused on the great work. And they would ask me, what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. What do you mean? What's it? Jeez, we've got the sun. Just a little bit. What do you mean by it? I'm taking back reality. I'm taking down the psychopaths. Have you not observed what has been going on here on Earth? And I'm not just talking about it, I'm actually doing it. Tried to put me in a prison cage 2 years ago. Fined me for not wearing a muzzle. Thousands of euros. Didn't pay them. Sent them notices telling them that they're liable. They are the criminals. I don't have to prove myself. So they failed in that. That's an story of empowerment. Tried to lock me up, and they couldn't lock me up. I knew that I had to deregister from the system at the council. Okay, that's what is being distracted from. Everyone's distracted with government level and secret societies, depending on the mainstream media or the alternative media. Mainstream media, oh, that's the politics and the politicians have decided, la la la. And the other side of the Hegelian dialectics, where they control both sides. They've controlled both sides of every single war. Here on Earth they control both sides, especially in the information that is given to the public. Also the alternative media, they focus on the Satanists and the secret societies. And you know how I got out of the system in legal law terms? I deregistered at the council. That's where your Agenda 21, your Agenda 2030, the World Economic Forum, Great Reset of technocracy and technological slavery, implementation of the smart grid, control grid, is being organized from. It's your tiny little council with a mayor who's liable for genocide. That's what I deregistered from. And that's the only gate, actually, that this system can work from. If you close that gate, just gonna do a little bit of sun gazing here as I'm talking to you. When you close that gate for them, they have no access point to you, because it all runs under your registration at the council. It's incredible. So I just see that my camera doesn't have so much battery today, so this is going to be rather a shorter video here. Yeah, it's good being back, right? We need it this time. There's a lot of healing taking place here on the microcosmic level. This is where we focus on. Not the war in the Ukraine or whatever, or what's going on somewhere else, okay? That's where people being distracted from themselves all the time. But we're having very good family talks here. Very good clarity being spoken there. And I'm just gonna walk back here. It's just fantastic. And this is also something what the alternative media is distracting from. It's what you hear all the time. You need to find like-minded people. And, you know, it's a sort of persuasion, I'd just say, an influence to take people away from their families. It's very insidious, okay, and they have, like Alphabetic, for example, it always comes to my mind. They have like festivals that they create with, they've got a huge network together. Oh yeah, that's why I talk about a network. Okay, and they all say, oh, it's so important to network because these dark occultists, they also have a network. And we together, it's the same thinking. It's collectivist thinking, you know, that only we together can change this, when again they're distracting from the fact that any change can only happen on an individual level, within the awareness of the individual. And the biggest change that can happen, biggest transformation, is when the individual can think in terms and ideas outside of the program. That's what they don't want. And they have these festivals and people getting together with like-minded people and take them away from the family, when the real gates of awakening, is in your family. Ooh. And they want to take you away from that. This is what my experience has been. And through our experience, we are given the template of how to take back the earth, how to take back yourself how to take back reality from the Satanists that hijacked your sense of reality. They hijacked your perception. So you may be asking, well, how does that work? You know, why is it important that I connect with my family on a deeper level and have truth talks, as I call them, truth talks with my family or with your family? Well, because nothing and no one can tell you more about your psychology than your family. And that's the gates to awakening, is understanding yourself, your psychology, and how your mind has been fucked with, basically. How this program was set up inside your psyche. And what the medicine does, the medicine ayahuasca and datura, she deconditions you. It's deconditioning from your conditioning of reality. And that's all that mind control is about. Classical conditioning. And we need to decondition from that. And we do that by realizing how we got into the state of perception. And we can do that most powerfully by interacting with our families. And there's other ways of doing it also for other people, you know, who don't have their family anymore. There's other ways of doing it because it's basically about relationships also. What the Great Reset, the real Great Reset is, which ushers in the new paradigm, gate of reality that we are opening here at the Gnostic Takeover. It's right in the middle of being blown open, because we ourselves have been going through our process and our manifestation process, which I'll be talking about much, much more. This is what we've been mainly focusing on the last year, the law of manifestation, and how it works to command the Satanists, the dark occult priest class, to serve our 6 commands: a new home, a new house in the Salzkammergut, at the Wolfgangsee, directly at a lake, okay, the most expensive of places you can live, and how they have to give it to us. This is what we're going for. This is what's actually happening here. We're commanding the criminal class to transfer 963 million euros onto our bank account. So this is what's happening here right now. I don't know what other people are doing. This is what we're doing. It's pretty exciting. Go and share it. Go and share this message, alright? We're not doing this for a joke. I've actually got all my eggs in this basket. There's no alternative to it, because I know the nature of reality. I know what needs to happen when you've just experienced genocide. Okay? And that's why I get synchronicities like these, for example. Okay? 333, that communicate to me. Numbers, frequencies. That's what we should look out for and have our perceptions tuned to. Energy, frequency, numbers and vibrations. And that's how we know we're on the right track. This is the science, yeah? It's the language of life through signs. I just knew, okay, they've jabbed, what is it? Don't know what figure, what is it? 60-70% of the world population, whatever. Oh, they've committed genocide for the past century. And I just had the clarity of vision and the clarity of thought. Oh yeah, so then we have to take them down. Okay, it starts with me. I have to take them down. That's very clear thinking. And that's why it's so extreme for most people. Why is it extreme for most people? Because they perceive you and everyone outside of them from their limited vision of themselves and their perception of themselves and their limited vision and perception of reality. Basically, what it means is, oh, I can't do that, that's why you can't do it. No, mate, you can't do it, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. Alright? Because in my book, I'm learning that actually everything is impossible until it's done. If a child grows up in the Amazon and it's never ever seen a slice of bread being buttered with butter, it thinks that's impossible. Oh, you can't put butter on a bread, that's impossible, because it's freaking never seen any bread. Just eats fruits and vegetables and whatever they eat. They don't eat bread, and never seen butter. Bread on a butter, that's impossible. But in the West, you know, with their sense of possibility, having bread and butter is possible. Well, of course it's possible. What are you talking about? You must be mad. You see, this is how it works. Yeah, we're taking down the Satanists. Oh, that's impossible because I can't do it. Well, we are doing it. And this is classical conditioning. This is what we're breaking. We're breaking down the program inside of us. Classical conditioning is, oh, I only believe it until I see it. When I see, oh, now I believe it, now it's part of the sense of the possible. But where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Where is the line between life and death? It's also interesting. The afterlife, alright? Where do you draw the line between possibility and not possible? When in reality there only exists the self and the information field that the self interacts with. Now, how deep can you go? And how deep a level can you access of this information field? That's why the satanic cult has set up a boundary, a bubble of perception that is just so big so that you do not manifest your own reality outside of the program. Because where do we go with an intention like this, like the Gnostic Takeover? The intention is taking back the earth, taking down the satanic cult, and that has to be stopped. And that's why the Gnostic Takeover, you can go back and watch the videos. We had Errol Kaya here. Okay, let's speak about Errol Kaya. Right? Go and take a look at, and this is a little bit of publicity. I don't care, I don't give a fuck, because I know he's fake now. Totally fake. He's got a YouTube channel, Errol Kaya. Type into YouTube, Errol Kaya. And he's got a YouTube channel, and this guy actually completely set up an identity with us. Because he talks a completely different life version of himself on these videos. That he has been working for many years in the crane industry, whereas he told us that he was a bouncer in many clubs for many years. So, and I know Errol, and he's probably listening here. You're trying to distract from what you're really doing and who you really are, okay? And people like Errol Kaya were sent to stop the Gnostic Takeover from happening. Of course you would expect, if you're about to take over a criminal mafia and take down their entire system, which we're doing, okay, this mind control system, that there would be resistance. Oh my goodness, you know how many agents I have placed in my life? UN agents, Claire Edwards, alright, and Errol took over from Claire, because they place handlers in your way to control your thoughts, because we as human beings have all the power in the reality that we can manifest, but it depends on how much we can open our perception to create a reality that takes down the criminal class. So Errol failed in what he was tasked with by the network that he serves as a spiritual hitman. Okay, this goes along the concept of Tales of an Economic Hitman. Go and look that up. The name Perkins, John Perkins, who was a whistleblower on being an economic hitman and how they took down leaders in the Arab world like Saddam Hussein and in South America, who wanted to have a country that they run themselves, okay, or in some form of autonomy. Well, this criminal class doesn't want that, right? But there's higher levels to this, and Errol was a spiritual hitman. He was there to take me and Liz out, and he failed because we are too powerful and too intelligent. So where does this all lead when all their attempts of stopping the Gnostic Takeover have failed? Where does it lead? Why attempt so strongly to stop the Gnostic Takeover if the reality creation that we're attempting with the 6 commands that I've shared often here in the videos, go and look at the other videos, what they are. Why put so much emphasis on trying to stop us when this is not leading anywhere? Yeah, because it is leading somewhere. And where it's leading to is what I would strongly suggest is just upon us, the manifestation of our reality. And it's fascinating, okay? So people can at any time join this process. These videos will be watched by many millions. I guarantee it. My word is my bond, because I won't stop at any point. And once the projector level of reality, the causal level, this is how reality works. There's no materialistic universe, doesn't exist. Okay, this is a lie that they've programmed us with to limit our perception of reality. Best example is projector and projection, like in the cinema. And we are the projector, and they don't want us to access the projector level of reality, which is the causal level of reality. That's why the Merovingian character in the Matrix talks about causality, cause and effect. The cause is set with the projector. Okay, and it's only a matter of time until the projector and the intention of the projector hits the screen of reality. It's only a matter of time. You just have to keep going, walking the path of the heart, which the normies, who are still conditioned to the system, what they call the crazy path, the insane path, is the path of the heart, because they're still stuck in the mind, and that programmed mind cannot understand the language of the heart and the actions of the heart. You just have to keep going, and what happens then? It's going to happen. Because I know all that exists is only me, myself, and the information field that I decode. We all decode our own reality. And the classical conditioning model that they've programmed us with is all based on, I only believe it when I see it. Well, many people have been watching these videos for many months here now, and the message has always stayed the same here. We keep going, we keep walking the path. No one ever stops us from our path, no one ever distracts us from our path, or if so, only for a very limited time. And those time gaps are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and what's happening is a complete synchronization of reality from inside to outside. This is again what the enemies of life have done with the creation process, with the manifestation process, is they've inverted it. So people are classically conditioned by the outside reality through stimulus response, triggers, okay? Like trigger, oh, you've had the fun times, oh, and now you have to go back into prison. Remember when I said that at the beginning of the video? And they trigger you mostly through fear and emotional turmoil. Oh, I need to pay the bills. Oh yeah, I need to pay the rent. Of course I have to go back to work. So you're classically conditioned in the way the Archon Vampire Empire has inserted their program on our minds, which most people can't think beyond the boundaries, and they think people like me are crazy because it's the heart that wants to be free. You're conditioned by the outside world, through the triggers of the outside world. So they've inverted the Archon Vampire Empire and its program that they've inserted into our minds. They've inverted the creation process through reality conditioning of the matrix from outside in, and the natural creation process is what the Gnostic Takeover is doing and teaching to people, is reality manifestation from the inside out. So when you know, I only believe it when I see it, classical conditioning, that's the lie. So another way of seeing it is, where am I getting all these informations from? It's not the program. It's not the matrix control system that's out there. Where are these informations coming from? Are they coming from another reality? Why have I got 2 books full of information over the last 1.5 years? Even more than that. Packed full with information I have not even covered here on the channel, that I can write 10 books with. Where's this information coming from? Ah, that's another way of looking at reality. And in due course, when you keep going, as I say, what's going to happen? And there'll come a point where the reality manifests, because you are the highest of all causes. Why? Because you are moral. It's that simple. The highest level of knowledge is simple. And then the immoral, satanic, criminal cult network have to follow your commands that you give. The little me, oh, it's just me here at the Gnostic Takeover. No, I'm the king here on earth. Do you also want to be a king here on earth? I'm a king here on earth. I walk proud. That's how I walk, because I love life. I stand here as protection for all life. So I'm taking down you criminals. And when I know this, that I'm getting all my perception and the information from another reality, there'll come a point where I manifest that reality. And then the criminals have to serve your commands. And what's going to happen when they serve these commands? 963 million euros transferred onto our bank account. A new house in the most expensive area here in Austria, just given to us for free. And when we make a video inside that house, what's going to happen? Are you going to share that video then? Or can you already see the merit of this information, feel the resonance of the information that I'm sharing with you? Can you feel the truth? Are you going to share the video now? Or are you going to share the video when we're actually there? You see, most people, they'll share the video when we're there, because I only believe it when I see it. That's the old paradigm. And there's a new way of thinking which is being birthed here at the Gnostic Takeover. So it's great being back. This was a really fun video. Yeah, it's fast paced here. It's what we do. this also amplifies your perception. It's great to have you here. Thank you for everyone who continues to stay here. And also, things have changed here at the Gnostic Takeover, so anyone who can support us through a financial donation, please do so. Underneath in the description you find it. Okay, stephen.wyber@protonmail.com. We'd really appreciate your support. Our perception have changed, because it always changes as you move up the frequencies, and there's no troubles anymore. So anyone who wanted to support, now's the time to do it via PayPal donation, stephen.wyber@protonmail.com. You find it underneath, and that's it. That's the best you can do. We don't know when our intentions are manifested, the commands that we've given to the criminal class, and until then we will receive support by the people, by you, by the ones who take responsibility and actually say, you know, this is a cause worth supporting, and then it's all good. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Powerfully. There's no turning back with this anymore. It's the end of them, and we are the new beginning.